everyone. In the previous video we had completed our chapter and today it's back exercise we will discuss. The first one we have a medium-sized plant with a hard brown thin stem describes a dash. Herb, shrub, tree or creeper. So its answer would be shrub because shrub is medium sized. Herb is smaller than the shrub and tree is longer than the shrub. So shrub is the medium one. Okay, and creeper, it just spreads over. And the next one we have, which of these plants has a taproot? So let me clear one thing. If we are talking about the taproot, so its leaves venation would be reticulate. Clear? And with the parallel venation we have fibrous roots. Okay, and here maize, grass and wheat, they all three have parallel venation. That means they would be fibrous roots, and here only pea plant is there who has tap roots. Got it? Let's see the third one. Which of these plants stores food in their roots? So our options are pea, onion, carrot and potato. So students, pea is a kind of fruit, okay, and onion, it's a underground root and known as bulb. Carrot is the right answer. Carrot is a root and potato is a stem. So carrot is the right answer for this question. Let's see the next question. The tendril in a pea plant is modified dash, stem, leaf, root or flower. So leaf is the right answer because in pea plant leaf is modified as a tendril. And the next question we have, the spines of a cactus plant are modified what? Stems, leaves, roots or flowers. So leaves is the right answer. This plant doesn't have leaves, they have modified leaves and known as spines. Okay, that spines are known as leaves of cactus. Clear? The next question we have, in which plant does photosynthesis take place in stem rather than the leaves? So here are our options: bougainvillea, potato, onion and cactus. So students, cactus is the right answer because cactus doesn't have leaves, and leaves perform this function like photosynthesis. It is done by the leaves because they prepare their food and for the whole plant. But in case of cactus, it doesn't have leaves, they have spines instead of leaves. So cause of this, its stem performs such function. Clear? And the next question we have, which of these is the male part of the flower? So male part of a flower. Sepals, these are green colored structure and they just hold the flower. Next we have petals. Petals are the colored part of the flower, and stamens and pistil. So students, pistil is a female part and stamens would be the male part. Clear? So the eighth question we have, which part of the flower turns into a fruit? Sepals, anther, ovary and stigma. So ovary is the right answer. Ovary turns into a fruit and its ovules change into, yes, it's seeds. Okay, so sepals, they do not undergo any change. Okay, and even the anther also, they just fuse with the ovules, and stigma is a part of pistil, right? Ninth question we have, the reproductive organ of a flowering plant is the dash, pollen grains, flower, pistil and stamen. So pollen grains, these are the minute structures that are prepared by the stamen like anthers. Okay, and flower, it's a complete structure in which female and male parts are there, right? So pistil would be the right answer because in pistil all the reproduction stages occur there, and the stamen is the male part of the flower. And the next question we have, which part of a plant regulates its water content? So roots is the right answer. Clear? Because roots, they absorb water from the soil and then it goes to the whole plant. by stems, leaves, right? So roots is the main part that help to regulate the water content. Clear? Very short answer type questions are there. So here one word is required to give answers of all these questions. The first one we have, ferns are dash, plants, flowering or non-flowering. Yes, they are non-flowering plants. They do not bear flowers onto it. The second we have, grasses are dash, herbs, shrubs or trees. So its right answer is herbs. They are herbs because they are very small. Okay, they are smaller than the shrubs and trees. Clear? And so that is why we include grasses as shrubs. Sorry, herbs. So that is why grasses are included in herbs. The next one we have, name the two systems in a plant. So what are the two systems? Root system and another one is shoot system. So two systems we have, root and shoot. Root, that means below the ground, and shoot just above the ground. The next one we have, what does this describe? A number of thin fiber-like roots rising from the base of the stem. So students, fiber-like roots, they are known as fibrous root, and they do not have main root, and that is why they are fibrous in nature. They are numerous in nature. Okay, it is very difficult to count even them. Clear? And the next one we have is the fleshy underground part of the ginger plant, a root or a stem. It is modified stem. Clear? Next one we have, name one root that is modified to store food. So here a root which is carrot, can be carrot, radish or turnip. So these are the roots that store food in it. Clear? Next one we have, what are the roots that grow from the branches of a banyan tree called? So students, they are supportive roots and they are known as prop roots. The extra roots that are above the ground, and they are known as prop roots. Clear? The next one we have, both stems and leaves can be modified to form dash, which gives support to the plants with weak stems. Okay, so here tendrils is the right answer. Okay, we have modified stems and modified leaves also. Like you can take an example of leaves. So modified leaves of pea plant, right? And modified stems of gourd. Clear? So tendril is the right answer. The next one we have, what is the flat green portion of a leaf called? So the base is called leaf plate or lamina, also you can write. So leaf plate or lamina. Next one we have, what kind of leaf venation would you expect to find in a plant with tap roots? Okay, so students, here we are talking about the tap roots. Okay, so like in the previous exercise I made you understand that if the plant has tap roots, then the venation of the leaves would be reticulate. Clear? And if the roots are fibrous, then the venation would be the parallel one. Clear? So reticulate venation will come. Next we have, transpiration help the plant absorb minerals from the soil. True or false? Yes, it's true. Okay, because when the roots absorb the minerals, they just go to the whole plant, and so with that minerals are absorbed by the plant. The next one we have, which part of the flower protects it when it is still a bud? So sepal, it is the right answer because sepals just hold the flower. Okay, and when it is in the bud formation, okay, then also it just protect it against the environmental injuries. The next one we have, small particles produced in the anther are important for reproduction. Name them. So students, small particles that are present in anthers. Okay, these are known as pollen grains, and these pollen grains go to the stigma and stick to it, and afterwards they just go down with the help of the style. It's a female part of it's a part of female. The next one we have small particles produced in the anther are important for reproduction. Name them. So students, pollen grains are known as these small particles that are produced by the anthers. Clear? And these pollen grains go to the stigma and stick to it, and afterwards go down in the tube-like structure, that is style, and then afterwards they fuse with the ovules that are present in the ovary of the pistil. Clear? The next one we have, name the part of pistil which traps the pollen grains. So stigma is the right answer. So let me clear this, both these 13th and 14th question. So let's see. Let's understand about the 13th and 14th question. So first of all, look at this anther. This portion, it has small structure. These are small particles and they are known as pollen grains. What do we call them? Pollen grains. So the 13th question is clear. So these are called pollen grains. These are present in the anther of the stamen. Okay. And afterwards, how these pollen grains stick here. Okay. And what is this part called? So students, these pollen grains, they just go in many ways by the process pollination. Okay, with that these pollen grains stick to this portion and this is known as stigma. Clear? It is the part of carpel. Okay, and here these pollen grains stick to this stigma and afterwards they go down through the pipe-like structure. It's a tube-like structure known as style. Okay, and afterwards these pollen grains go in the ovary portion where ovules are present, and afterwards these pollen grains fuse with the ovules present in the ovary. Okay, and afterwards the female gametes of these ovules, from these ovules, and the male gametes of these pollen grains, okay, they just fuse with each other. Okay, and after fusion fertilization process occurs. Clear? So this is all about the 13th and 14th question. This is what we needed for today, and in the next video we will discuss about the short and long question answers of this chapter. Until that, you need to practice both these A and B part.